Hi, Mount Vernon. This is Mayor Sean Patterson Howard, and today is Monday, November 10th. Just a little over a week ago, we saw Jamaica be very devastated by the hurricane. And since then, I've been meeting with community organizations, churches, businesses, and residents who are concerned about what's happening in Jamaica and how we as a community collectively and individually could support relief efforts in Jamaica. And so today I'm standing with a group of residents, business owners, faith leaders, and citizens and some Mount Vernon staff who are coming together to work on this effort. And so I just want to share some information with you. As we know, the impact of Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica has been substantial. We know that there have been communities, people have lost their homes, others have lost power, schools have been closed, churches have been lost, companies have been devastated, and it is a major, major lift to bring Jamaica back to where it was before Hurricane Melissa. Even the tourism areas have been devastated. And you might say, well, why are you saying tourism areas? Don't the people matter? Well, because the tourism areas oftentimes bring in money to pay for people's job and to fund taxes and to help support government, right? And so not just when the neighborhoods have been devastated, but the tourism area being devastated also makes this a tougher and a harder hill to climb. And that's why it is important that we come together more than ever before to make sure that we're supporting efforts back into Jamaica. Mount Vernon is a city full of Jamaican residents who have immigrated to the country, who might be second, third, and fourth generation, who are here in the United States, and they want to make sure that their families back home are being supported as well. And so there are several Mount Vernon-based organizations, companies, neighborhood groups, cultural associations, and businesses and churches that want to make sure that we're organizing to give back. There are both opportunities for monetary donations as well as hard goods that can be donated to ship to Jamaica. If it's easier for you to donate money, then do that. If it's easier and you're interested in donating toiletries and food items, non-perishable food items, then there's opportunities for you to do that. But that is your choice. So All Islands Association, we have President Henry Solly standing with us today. They are a not-for-profit 501c3, and they will be holding an in-person fundraiser on November 21st, which usually just funds their scholarships. But seeing the devastation in Jamaica right now, they also want to make sure that they're collecting goods and money to send back to Jamaica. So they're having a fundraiser on November 21st at the Green Tree Country Club for their regular scholarship, and they'll be accepting financial donations at that time. The Save Our Boys and Girls Foundation and the American Friends of Jamaica Relief Fund and the Jamaican government also have foundations that are supporting efforts. And so we're going to, I'll tell you the websites, but we will also share them in the feeds so that people can click on the different links and decide where you want to also support your money. All Islands Association is allislandsassociation.org. The American Friends of Jamaica is the afj.org/disaster, what do you call that? The mark, no, it's not a slash, it's the dash hyphen relief. So the American Friends of Jamaica is the afj.org /disaster hyphen relief. The Jamaica government is www.supportjamaica.gov.jm. All Islands Association is allislandsassociation.org. Hard goods and items are also needed, so toiletries, tissue, sanitary napkins, soap, hygiene kits, deodorant, cleaning supplies, garbage bags, tarps, shovels, heavy-duty gloves, waterproof boots, hardware, tools, etc. Things like blankets, towels, washcloths, diapers, adult diapers, rain gear, flashlight, batteries, food containers, disposable utensils, first aid supplies, canned non-perishable food items, bottled water, baby formula, toothpaste are some of the hard items that that are desperately needed back in Jamaica. So some of the local goods donations are being collected and coordinated through First United Methodist Church of Mount Vernon at 227 East Lincoln Avenue, the Enlightened Christian Gathering Church at 137 South Fifth Avenue, the Jungle Restaurant at 9 West Grand Street, Tossed and Pressed Restaurant at 9 West Prospect Avenue, the Mount Vernon Fire Department Fire Station number 3, which is at 50 West 3rd Street, right around the corner from the Dole Center, the Discovery Recovery Church at 706 East 215th Street in the Bronx is also collecting items. A lot of their members are Mount Vernon residents. Golden Crust at 67 South 4th Avenue is taking donations. Shipping containers, 40-foot shipping containers, which will allow 100 barrels to fit in them, will be arriving this week in the city's parking lot number 1. So where is parking lot number 1? Parking lot number 1 is 5th Avenue and 6th Avenue at 2nd Street. Most people will refer to it as the parking lot, the big parking lot near Denzel Washington School, as well as Grace Baptist Church. That's the city's parking lot, and 2 shipping containers that will allow 100 barrels to fit in that will be shipped to Jamaica will be there. So containers will be shipped back to Jamaica via the help of Dr. Ambassador Sharon Wiles of the Sharon Wiles Foundation, an international relief 501c3 nonprofit already on ground in Jamaica. Westchester's Jamaican Emancipendence Committee is also collecting both cash donations and goods. And you could go to tinyurl.com/rebuild Jamaica. And the goods will be collected at the Thomas H. Slater Center at 2 Fisher Court in White Plains. Thank you, Heather Miller. Heather Miller is the executive director of the Thomas H. Slater Center in White Plains, but she is an amazing Mount Vernon resident of many decades. And local coordination and assistance and support is also being provided by Kenny Plummer of Kinsworth Consulting, Dwayne Brown of NK Events, Priscilla Eshe of the Social Butterfly, Sean Marshall of Future FM Radio, 98.9 FM. Thanks to Pastor Allen of the Enlightened Christian Gathering Church, Apostle Juliet Smith of Discovery Recovery Church, Heather Miller of the Jamaican Emancipendence Committee, Brittany Francis of Tossed and Pressed, Tahira Foxton of Jungle Restaurant, Romaine Sansbury of Raptor Repairs, the Mount Vernon Fire Department, the Department of Emergency Management, and Pastor Branch of First United Methodist Church. So these are some of the places, as I stated, that you can bring donations of hard goods and supplies to, and then we will put separate links for each of the donations, each of the sites that will be receiving donations. The sites that are taking the donations are not-for-profit organizations, which means your donation can be claimed on your taxes, but I know for those who are going to be donating that it's not just about a tax break, it's about wanting to make sure that we're coming together to support our brothers and sisters back in Jamaica. And with that being said, I'm going to step to the side and I'm going to allow some of our sponsoring agencies and partner agencies who are leading these efforts to come forward and just share with you why they're doing it and again how you can contact them. So I'm going to start with Mr. Solly.
Thank you.
I'm going to step back so you can step up.
Good afternoon, everyone. As she said, my name is Henry Solly, and I'm president of the All Islands Association, which is a non-profit entity right here in Mount Vernon, 501c3. I can remember over 30 years ago, to tell you how old I am, there was Gilbert. I'm sure many of you here remembered. So it's 30 years, maybe more than 30 years. Now we have Melissa. I'm just going to give you a little history. 30 years before that, it was Charlie, I get to understand, in 51. So we are wondering what's going on with these 30s, you know? But unfortunately, this one is the worst. This one is devastating. When you look at the pictures of our brothers and sisters in Jamaica, it is touching. And we have our dinner dance, the All Islands Association, every year. It goes to scholarship. The association been around 70 years. So we've been giving scholarship for over 50, I think. But for this year, the dinner dance turns out not just a dinner dance, but a fundraiser. Because that money will, whatever we collect, will go to help a lot of people in Jamaica. Not only in food, as the mayor mentioned about food and goods, but there are no buildings. Nothing, not even water, clean water. And because sometimes things move so slowly in Jamaica, they are not able to get rid of the bodies as quick as they should. So we are afraid of an epidemic. It's possible. So the more we can energize ourselves to get things there, the better. I've been there. I grew up in Jamaica. I'm Jamaican. Someone might look and say, oh, where are you from? I say, I'm Jamaican. As you hear the slogan and you read it, it says, out of many, one. We're all Jamaicans. No matter how we look, but we are Jamaicans when we say it. We are. I'm from the parish of St. Mary. St. Mary's on the northern coast, close to St. Anne. Then you have Portland. But on the south coast, we have Trelawney. I might not name in the sequence, but I'm going to name them. You have Trelawney, St. Elizabeth.
Clarendon.
Not Clarendon. St. Elizabeth. Westmoreland. Hanover. And then Manchester. It's going around. St. James, yes. So it's about 6 parishes, 6 or 7 on the south coast. That's really devastated. I'm not going to put a number on it, but it's gigantic. When I see it, and someone sent me the picture of, partly yesterday, I mean, there's no sanitary convenience there. That's how bad it is. Devastating. So the more we can do, the better. The association, as I said, is an all islands association, not just for Jamaicans, it's for West Indians. But because of the hurricane of this type, which we have never seen, an hurricane of 185 miles per hour wind, we have never experienced that. So it's the first time. I asked the question, many might not. I said, why Jamaica? I do say that. I said, why Jamaica? Why us, So it happens. It is so bad that part of, like Clarendon, where the water, came right over, there were alligators coming out, which is true. And we might look at it lightly, but it's true. That's how devastating it is. So the island of Jamaica will need a lot of stuff. And of course, new buildings. And I'm just going to say that because I'm experiencing certain things. Now it's November, and we're going to start building. We have to remind our brothers and sisters back there, it's not business as usual by putting up a building. Because guess what? In 9 months' time, or less, another storm. So if we're going to put up buildings there, they have to be reminded it has to be some form of hurricane-proof. Because a lot of houses that they built, where they use nails and just nail along the roof, that's history. They have to be reminded. And for those who are out there, and I'm saying it now, I hope it goes a long way where they understand, wait a minute, what is he saying? I'm saying that the roof that they're going to do has to be some form of hurricane-proof. So does the windows. Because I tell you what happened. They put the windows up, And with the strength of the wind, the force of the wind, it goes right through the house, there goes the roof. So if we're gonna build, it's not as usual. It's different. And I hope they understand that. Not just Jamaica, countries that are in the hurricane belt. Do things differently. Even when I'm in this country, and I see what they call it now, in Arkansas, where you have that,
Hurricanes and cyclones.
no, cyclones. They put back the same house. And it goes again. So I'm saying to myself, are we not thinking about it? So that is what I'm thinking of. When all this stuff goes out there, we have to be on top of it from wherever to make sure things go as planned. We come next year, you're in your house, and we hear of a hurricane, we have shutters. So when the wind comes, don't knock it out and take the roof.
We're going to give them
Very
a lesson
important.
later. We're going to give a whole building.
So we are here, and the association has a phone number here that can donate. You can sell your donation if you wish. We're not collecting cash. As I said, it's a 501c3, not for profit. And we try our best and help our brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we're going to have our Pastor Allen, and then after our Pastor Allen, we will have Sean Marshall, and then we will we're just going to go left to right. Y'all kind of just step forward and just briefly share, 2 minutes, share your organization and what you are collecting, how people get in touch with you, and then we want to make sure that everyone has time. So thank you.
Thank you so much. First, let me just say thanks to our mayor, because what she's doing speaks a lot of volume about her integrity and care for Jamaica. Thank you, Madam Mayor. We are from the Enlightened Christian Gathering 501c3 church. And also there's another organization within our church that we have. The Kingdom Finances Millionaire is another program we have in the church. Both are 501c3 program that we are running. Now we would like to help, as we have so much devastation in Montego Bay, Savannah Lamar, St. Elizabeth, Hanover, and also St. James, when I said Montego Bay. It's so much. And what I have seen, I listened to one of the broadcasts, and something moved me so much. A young man, he's about 9 years of age. This is what he was saying. Oh, my papa dead. And that thing moved me. While people crying for food, he's announcing the death of his father. Amen. And I said, wow. People, we need to help. I like what previous speaker just said about the way they build. And my focus is if we can suggest code building. For Mount Vernon here, we have a great building code where we know how to strap something known as hurricane strap, where we can strap our lumbers together to the foundation of the wall. It's a great, and I speak because there are times I used to do home improvement. And so I know about that code. Madam, maybe we need to make some suggestion to them how to build. Because it's not just to rebuild, but we don't want to do the same thing over and over and having the same problem. So we would like to also make that recommendation that we can use hurricane straps and so forth as we build better in Jamaica. So a few things that has been common to everybody. We need water, we need food, we need sanitary stuff, we need boxes and all those stuff. But and tarps. Tarps is very important. But there are some things more important than some, such as tarps, light, solar light, bags. Clothing, I think, is not us. they can find companies in Jamaica who can do that. But what can we find? Things that the price compare, like I get a bill for one top $100, but when I check on Amazon, the same top was $11. So instead of sending money to Jamaica for them to buy top, we could buy the top and send to them. Because we can get like 10 tops for the same $100 for the same price. So there are some things that most important that we need. One of my recommendations is 2x4 lumber, 2x6 lumber, plywood lumber. Those are stuff we're going to need in a rebuilding phase. Nails, tools, and so forth. I can give you a bottle of water, I can give you a loaf of bread, but after you finish that bread, you're going to need again. So I believe building material is, for us, is more important. Water is very important because we need it continuously, you know, and all those other stuff. We are by 137 South 5th. And if you have your contribution, your donation, whether financial or goods, are what I'm talking about, please reach out to us. Our container will be at the #1 parking lot, and you can come with your contribution, your donation. We do not want to accept clothing. We do not want to accept clothing because we are known to always want to change out our closet. That's not what Jamaica is looking for right now.
Don't need winter clothes.
We don't need winter clothes. We don't need, you know, for you to bring your summer clothes that you're not using now. We don't need none of that. And so if you bring those, we won't ship those to Jamaica. We need soaps. We need anything. Toiletries. Thank God for my wife who's helping me. We need toiletries. We need soap. We need, you know.
We're gonna produce the list.
You're going to produce a list. Yes, there's going to be a list. There's going to be a list. Those are the stuff we need. Our website is ecdchurch.org. ecdchurch.org. KFMI, what is the website? Oh, you don't know? KFMI. It will be posted.
Yeah.
All right? And I'm Pastor Allen. Apostle Allen, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Pleasant good afternoon to you. And my name is Sean Marshall, the CEO of Future FM Radio. I want to thank the mayor and the entire team here at City Hall and all the people who are watching right now and all the guests right now. Good afternoon to you. As we speak on Jamaica, I'm born in Jamaica, born in St. Catherine. But as Pastor said, clothing. Jamaica do need clothing. And if you talk about clothing, Pastor, well, let's not send winter clothes to Jamaica. Because if you look at Jamaica right now, a lot of people lost everything, meaning everything. Some people don't have clothing, some people don't have even food to eat. Zinc on their houses, many people don't have that. So if we're helping Jamaica and focusing on helping Jamaica right now, we gotta focus what we can do to help, especially our children in Jamaica. There's a lot of children right now who are sleeping outside, 2 weeks old babies, 1 year old, 5 year old, 10 year old. You know, and kids are important. What about the kids who are disabilities? Don't have nowhere to sleep, need bedding. Those things are important. So for us, Future FM right now, what we are doing right now, especially like today, a lady called me from Jamaica and she said she needs some zinc. I asked her how many zincs she need. She said she need 10 sheets of zinc. I gave her $20,000. She was so grateful that could put on back her roof because she had mentioned she had nowhere to sleep. Last week I've purchased over 80 zincs in St. Elizabeth. What I did, I distributed like who can get 5, who can get 3, who can get some. So let's focus on building back Jamaica, helping our kids, because Jamaica really need our support. And if we're here as people, because we come here today because we believe in helping each other. So let's focus on the importance of getting stuff into Jamaica right now. As the mayor mentioned earlier before, things is really hard to get to Jamaica because I've get stuff from Gita Supermarket. SY Grace. I still have them ready to ship. But are they going to get in time? No. So if we have a $200 right now and somebody call us to help, why not send that $200 and help a family? Because they're really in need of it now. So we have the stuff right now. When is it going to get into Jamaica? Next year, January? Next year, February, March? Send it now. If you can help a family now who is in need, not want, in need, it's very important for us to do it now, which meaning now. So let's rally together as a community, as Mount Vernon, as Yonkers, as New Rochelle, as the world who is watching right now. Let's work together and build Jamaica. Help a family because they need our support. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Montez? Mike Montez of Office of Emergency Management?
Yes. Hello.
Hello?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Sean Patterson Howard, for your outstanding leadership and for uniting our departments, community partners, and businesses for this important cause. Today, Mount Vernon stands in solidarity with the people of Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba as they recover from devastating impacts of the recent storms. Under the mayor's leadership, our city has come together to collect essential supplies and extend a hand of hope to those rebuilding their lives. I just want to take the time and thank her tremendously for her entire leadership throughout this whole process. This effort reflects of who we are as a city, defined by compassion, service, and unity. And because of the many people that are here today, when others are in need, Mount Vernon shows up. Together we stand as one community with one purpose, that's to help neighbors try to rise up again. Thank you, and may God bless our Caribbean family and friends.
And where can people drop off supplies?
Yes, we're gonna we have a drop-off site at Station 3, which is located at 50 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. So if you have any supplies, Fire Station 3, sorry. If you have any supplies or anything like that, please feel free to bring them over. And if you can't bring them over, just let us know. We'll try to make some arrangements or anything like that. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juliet Smith, and I'm here as a center person among organizations, churches, communities. I am a part of the Discover Recovery Church in the Bronx, where we are also doing collections. And I'm also working with the Sharon Wiles Foundation. She's the UN Peace Ambassador. I've done many mission trips across the world and already have boots on the ground in Jamaica, working with doctors, nurse practitioners for the medical need, which is very urgent based on the situation. Based on information I've gathered up to today, there are still about 12 areas in Jamaica that has not yet been reached. So she's working with her team to get there, among many others. What's most needed in Jamaica is food, food, food. Number one, food, 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 food and water. That's number one need. Everything else is needed, of course. You have decomposed material there, because the water has not resided completely. There's stench in the air. It's very, very bad. So we want to be able to at least, work on survival, especially with those people who have not gotten aid as yet. Amen. So please refer to the site that is stated so that you can, see how the Sharon Wiles Foundation can be of great support in the distributive process. We are still in the immediate relief process. This is number one, where there are 4 phases. I'm also working along with Dr. McDonald. He's a lay magistrate, working with the Costas, Justice of the Peace, who knows every individual within these constituencies. So between the JPs, the custos of the parishes, Dr. Wells Foundation, and everyone else here, we're able to put everything together so that it can, be a little bit easier. So, I thank Dr. Mayor Sean Patterson. It's okay, it's all right, for standing here. I did have the pleasure of working with Mayor Sean and our Consul General right here in Mount Vernon, where the goal was to bring communities together, not just Jamaicans, but the Caribbean community together, so that we can, have a strong foundation, especially, when we have issues like these. So thank you for listening. And again, my name is Juliet Smith, and I know together we will achieve the best of everything.
Thank you so much. We've had a few people come forward. We're still going to have Ms. Heather Miller come forward. We're going to have Mr. Alonzo Webb, who definitely represents not just the Jamaican community, but before you came in, Mr. Webb, they spoke about building and building back strong. And Mr. Webb is a developer and builds houses and buildings here in the city of Mount Vernon, so I'm sure he's going to be pulling together some of his construction. Oh, but you're going to come up anyhow, right? Because this is the time to do it. And, Mount Vernon and Westchester, this is so important for us to stand up and represent and make sure that we're supporting those who are back in Jamaica right now. And it's really important, even more at this time, as we are mourning the very huge loss of our Consul General, Alcyon Roach Wilson, who I had the opportunity for the last 6 years to work with. And she was always about breaking down silos and making sure that we came together as community to support those here as well as back in Jamaica. So that is a huge loss, and she has always been a rallying voice throughout our state and throughout our region. And without her, we want to make sure that we're all stepping up and that we're doing it in the spirit and unity that she did. As she would always say, certainly. Certainly we can do this together. And in honor of our CG on the beat, let us make sure that we're on the beat and that we're working together to get this done. And so I'm going to bring up Ms. Miller and then Mr. Webb.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Mayor, for bringing us together. This morning I listened to Harry Belafonte, and I didn't know it was going to bring me a tear, but it brought me tears. This is our island in the sun, willed to be to us by our Father's hand. And so with our work, we'll make sure that Jamaica becomes Jamaica again. Everyone has a number one of what they want to send, and we also have our number one. But the most important thing that we need to do is as we give with dignity. Yes. When you clean your closet out, clean it out with things that you would have wanted yourself. You're giving it because it doesn't fit you anymore, not because it's torn apart. So give with dignity. Look at the expiration dates. Because people are at their lowest doesn't mean that we are going down. We're lifting them up. If you're giving through the Slater Center, it's easier if you do the Bizel Thomas H. Slater Center, and it's in my name, but it's not coming to me, trust me. So the email address is hmiller@slatercenter.org. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, for inviting me to this effort. I'm a Jamaican, but I'm local in Mount Vernon for the past 20 plus years. So I want to be a part of this effort, and you really have to be in Jamaica to understand the devastation of what they're going through right now. It's very, very bad. But in addition to supplies, we also need money. Yes. Money. So I know the All Island Association, which I'm a member of, is doing something, and I'm going to probably, Solid, do you have the?
Yes, I've already.
Yeah, okay, all right. So we need money, okay? And I'm going to do my part, and I want to be a part of this. And thank you.
So we've had, I believe, all of the representatives of the different organizations speak. Taj, are you coming forward to speak based on, I know you have a group and our young professionals and our different 501c3s led by our young professionals here in Mount Vernon. So I'm going to give space to you as well.
Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. I don't want to echo what everyone said, but only thing I didn't hear is that volunteers is needed as well, because the barrels are not going to pack themselves. I am Jamaican, Haitian, Jamaican born, living in Mount Vernon, and I already have 3 barrels packed in my mom's house right now that needs to go. But, you know, also what Jamaica needs is skilled workers, right? So if you're traveling, and I'm getting emotional because Jamaica's home, but it's very devastating. Why am I crying, girl? But it's a lot to see what our people is going through, and, you know, just being abroad and wanting to help and give back. I appreciate you all. Thanks for pulling this together. I was out, but to come back to work today and see that we're coming together, this is what community means. And, you know, let's not forget Haiti and DR and Cuba and other surrounding communities that need our support, but also our skills. So if you're traveling to Jamaica on a vacation, don't cancel, go down there and go do some volunteerism as well. And if you're a young person, y'all need help packing barrels, because I know y'all not gonna stand up and jump. You know how you have to jump? You know how you gotta jump and shake the barrel? I no say no none of that. So, you know, if you're a young person out there, you know, I'm telling you, because till this day I have to stand up on the barrel so it could lock and all these things. So if you're out there, I'm sure we're gonna put up a post, but definitely reach out to these organizations in the community, see how you can lend a helping hand, because we do know it's hard for everyone, right? So if you don't have the monetary, but you have time, that's just as important. And again, thank you all for your supports, and if you need me, you know where to find me. I'm always doing something, and I'll pull together my friends, whatever you guys need. Thank you.
Eric Crump, do you want to come forward? So Eric is our Director of Constituent Services, and he's been pulling together different groups. I also want to shout out our Deputy Chief of Staff, Kendra David, who has been working on this effort, our Director of the Youth Bureau, Debbie Burrell Butler, has been working on this effort. I know we have people in the fire department and the police department, and I don't think there's any department in the city of Mount Vernon that does not have someone who is from the Caribbean, who is from Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba. This is a very diverse community, and so this is not the city of Mount Vernon doing this. This is the city of Mount Vernon just working with different constituent groups who have come together and said that we want to make a difference. We do not have Elvira Castillo here with us. She leads Latinos Unidos, and they are also collecting, and so we will provide another opportunity for that delegation of individuals, and if we have Haitian organizations, Cuban organizations to come together and share information, we just want to help lift up the information and provide a central place where people can come and get links to all of the agencies. So we will put together flyers and we will put together posts that have links that everyone can follow and go to those organizations. We thank you for your time, your energy, and your effort. In the not-for-profit world and in the philanthropic world, we talk about time, talent, and treasure. And so we're asking for your time. If you can volunteer to help pack the barrels and jump, as Taj says, right? Because it does, right? The Bible says they called the old because they were wise, and they called the young because they were strong, right? And so whether you're older and you have wisdom and you've been through this before in rebuilding efforts, we need your wisdom. So we need your time. If you have time to volunteer and help organize, come together and volunteer. If you have talent and you're able to go and put boots on the ground and help in some of the rebuilding efforts, I know we have lots of people who have carpentry and electrical and HVAC skills. You know, all of those things are needed. And if you have treasure, whether you're donating money or donating supplies, those are needed. So there are ways for everyone who has an interest to be involved, your time through volunteering, your talent through volunteering of your skill and your labor, and that could even be videography, that can be social media updates, that can be fundraising, and of your treasure if you have money and supplies to give, it is all needed. Our brothers and our sisters need our help. And I'll close by saying this. Sometimes people don't understand while I travel, and I just literally landed yesterday morning after spending 7 days in Brazil. And I went to Brazil through Michael Bloomberg. He sponsored over 400 mayors from around the world to come to Brazil for the COP Climate Conference. And we came together, and this is what we've been speaking about for the last 7 days, that because of climate change, we're seeing much harsher weather all throughout the world. And so as I sat with the mayors from Brazil and the Amazon, as I sat with the mayors from Africa who are dealing with extreme heat, as I sat with mayors from throughout Europe, London, Paris, and I sat with mayors throughout North and South America, and every continent, this is what we were talking about, how climate change is causing our weather to be colder in certain places, our weather to be hotter in other places, the storms like snow that hit Buffalo to be things that we've never seen before, and the rain, the hurricanes, and the cyclones that are hitting in every region of the world are impacted. And so this is timely, right? And unfortunately, our Jamaican contingent of leaders were not there because they are back home dealing with the effects of Hurricane Melissa. And so we have to understand that though the world is large, and we might live on different continents and sometimes in different countries, that a lot of the issues that we are dealing with the same. So as you said, Sally, why Jamaica? Well, there's other times where whether it's typhoons, cyclones, tsunamis, or whatever, different places are going to have their turn, and they'll be asking the same thing, why? And the response will be, we're here to help, right? We're here to help. And so thank you all for doing your part in making a difference in what is happening all across the country. Are you here for all islands, or are you here for church? Yes. Okay, because I wanted to make sure I didn't leave the church out. The list of people who are here right now is not exhaustive. These were just some of the groups that had reached out to Mount Vernon. And so I'm saying if you are an organization, a civic, a cultural organization, a church, a neighborhood association, a school, whatever type of group is putting together some type of fundraiser, legitimate fundraiser, because we're going to vet you. Be clear, before I put your name out in public anywhere, I'm going to vet you. Right, because this is not a come up. This is making sure we're pulling our brothers and sisters up. And if you're doing donations at sites and you want it also added to the list of who we're supporting and getting this information out, please send that information to our communications team or reach out to the mayor's office, and we, after vetting you, will share your information forward, because we want to make sure that every dime and every dollar and every supply gets to where it is intended to go and is not used for anyone and any other reason other than what it's being donated for. Thank you. We're here to support Jamaican Relief, DR, Cuba, Haiti. Let's all do this together, and let's make a difference.